Whew. I'm a little tired. A little smoked. Evening. Oh. Welcome to another session of Tales of the Tin Cup by yours truly. Cheers. Come on, Jameson. That's the little campfire. I mean, this little solar-powered bug zapper that turns into a light as well. You can turn into a regular lantern, but I'm so excited to sit here and listen to things get zapped. That's how I am. Anyways, so the rancher we're talking about, he come by a while back. I don't even know when it was again, and we knew that there was when we were looking earlier down the fence line, which goes on the edge of that tree line. It goes up, and the fence line just goes in that tree line there. We knew that cattle were roaming in that tree line, but we knew there was a bull who went all the way up the fence line, and he jumped in and somewhere. We just couldn't figure out where exactly. And I was getting in and out. Now, the problem with all this, other than the fact that the cattle don't belong where they are, is if the cattle can get in and out of the property, then his horses can get out. And that's a bigger issue altogether. You don't need his horses run all over the place. The cattle can do what they want. They got to knock down fences and everything else. And come wintertime, because it got so much snow here, and the snow builds up, they just go over them damn fences anyways, and just knock them down. So, the maintenance on these fences, which needs dramatically to be done, would be a never-ending process, but that's what it is. So anyways, while I was sitting here, the bull came up right across from me on the fence line, and he was yelling for all those cows up there up on the hill. You probably can't see them now, but there's a bunch of cows. You might be able to hear them. A bunch of cows up there, and well, they were answering, but they weren't coming to him, so we had to get to them. Even though there's still a ton of cows out that way on the other side of the field. So I watched him, and he turned back around. He went up the fence line just a little bit, and I see him turn into the tree line, just out of sight. And within a minute, he'd back out the damn tree line and walk right the hell past me, heading over to his ladies across the street. So I went on over there and looked, and there was a section there where he'd been getting through. Some trees had gone down and everything else like that. But they actually gone through a barbed wire fence and broke the barbed wire fence. You could see where the barbed wire broke, you could see hair from their back or whatever. I'm not saying that necessarily the bull did it or not. He was already through there. Could have been another cow. I don't know. Who knows? But either way, a cow did it and broke that dang fence line. And it made it real easy for them just to slip on through, tuck under the wire to get through there. So initially, I marked it. I had some yellow cord in my pocket just in case I found the site. And I marked it where they were coming through at. And I remembered, I was like, I got some baling wire and a few other things. I could probably do I could probably help out a little bit on this fence line. So I went back on out there and had to remove staples and pull wire and loosen the fence line for a big old section, come back, pull it, and like you typically would have to do on a fence line, And it took me quite a bit of time to do it, but I managed, at least in a good section of that property right there, to fix a whole lot of the thing and make it tighter than it's probably been in three years. I don't know, and fix it. Now that doesn't mean that bull or another cow won't go 100 yards past that and go knock down another section, or even go through the area I just did. But I gave it a try anyways. Now, I didn't have to do that. But I like to think, if we were back home and we were around someone's ranch or whatever the case may be, and I needed help on something, we'd help them. You know, I mean, that's what we would do. Okay, well, let's get it done then. You know, everybody throw hands in and get it done. At least that's the way it's supposed to be. I wasn't doing anything. I'm just sitting here on my ass. I had some tools. I had a little ability and a slight bit of knowledge to be able to put some wire together, you know. So I went and did it. It didn't cost me anything. A little bit of time, a little bit of energy. Probably needed to get some energy anyways, exercise anyhow. But anyways, the rancher came back again after the fact, just left a minute ago. He came over to throw some salt licks out, try to keep everything in one area. He's going to try to get his horses out of there. Tomorrow we have his dogs, everything else, and then try to wrangle all those cows out of here, out of the fence line. He can open up the gate and chase them out with the dogs. Then close the fence back up. He can put his horses back in and hope that does the trick. And until they find another hole in the fence, anyhow. So yeah, so I didn't need to do this. It was, you know, I had the stuff, I had the ability to do it, and I did it, right? I like to consider it like passing things forward. So, you know, the other day when old boy let me run use his motorcycle, which was a very insignificant thing for him and a tremendous thing for me. I don't really quite think he realized the importance of that for me. You know, he didn't have to. He just did it out of the goodness of his heart. So I'm carrying forward doing something that I didn't really need to do, but if it does something, if it helps a little bit, then so be it. Imagine the world we would live in if people just did things just to do them. Not because they got paid, and not because they got some advantage out of it, or anything like that. They just did them because it's a neighborly thing to do, and that's exactly what I am. He's staying in a cabin right there, and I'm staying on this property here. He don't own that, I don't own this, but as long as I'm sitting here and he's sitting there, we're neighbors. So be kind to each other out there. If you can help somebody, help somebody. And I promise it'll come full circle eventually. Anyhow, hope you all having a great evening. So cheers. Till I'll see you again. Chris out.